Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Doing something really cool today, all right? Doing something real cool. So, today we're going to be taking a look at the Sega Game Gear micro games. Now, this thing isn't out yet. It's slated for an October release in Japan, at least. It hasn't been confirmed for anywhere else in the world. But people are mad, and I can understand why. I want to take a look at those reasons tonight. But I also just want to take a look at the games. Let's see what we're actually getting here. So if you don't know, Sega is releasing a Game Gear Micro. So you think of like the mini systems, like the NES Mini, Genesis Mini, things like that. This is our first mini portable system that we're getting. We've got 4 games per color. So we've got a black, a blue, a red, and a yellow. Now here's the catch. They're $50. They run on AAA batteries and they're small as heck. So for $50, here's what you're going to get with the black version. You're getting Puyo Puyo 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, makes sense, Royal Stone, and Outrun. Now keep in mind, so far this is just for the Japanese market. People are mad. And, we can all understand why. It's alright to be mad. But you got to think about the Japanese market, alright? You're on the go constantly. You're always out, you're walking, you're waiting on trains. Perfect time for you to pull out your Game Gear Micro. You have it on a keychain, if that's even a thing. I can see this thing being very hard to find in Japan, because of, so many people collect things here, little uh, uh, those little pop machines everywhere. I mean, I can see this being a really hot item. The only problem is it's $50. You get 4 games. These seem to be pretty quick plug and play type games, so nothing you're going to want to dedicate to. But when you're out and about, it'd be nice to just, grab your keys, flip the switch, and you're gaming. So I think today I'm going to start with Sonic the Hedgehog. We're just going to spend some time getting to know these 4 games here. And then next week, we're going to take a look at another version. So again, 4 games per variant. So let's jump right into Sonic the Hedgehog. What do you say? Oh god. You can see I got my little overlay just to try to give you perspective on the size of this thing. Now, to go even further, I can kind of show you a more accurate size comparison. But I want to get some game going here. What do you think? Alright, so let's start it up. The Game Gear, man. Game Gear wasn't really my thing. Neither was the Game Boy. I didn't start getting into handhelds until Game Boy Advance, mainly the DS. I'm not really a Sega guy anyway, but I do love me some Sonic. To be honest, this controls pretty well, and I imagine it would look great on a small screen. We don't know what we're getting with this thing. We don't know if we're getting overlays, if we're getting a menu. How are you going to choose from your 4 different games? How do you quit? Do you just have to reset the whole system and then choose a different game? I mean, this thing was announced not too long ago, and we don't have much information other than we're looking at an October release. Cool thing about Sonic Game Gear though is that the levels are real short, and when you beat a level, I think it only goes 2 levels deep per zone. So if I can beat this level, move on to stage 2, then I think you fight a boss. I mean, I love the short pace, and that's perfect for this on-the-go system. It really is, man. Like, when you think about it, yeah, it's bad that it costs $50 for only 4 micro games. I mean, they're pretty small. They're handheld, they have to be. I think the price is a little ridiculous, especially for how small the thing is. I mean, you've seen in the thumbnail how small you see the hand holding the system. It's real small, and I don't know. I know people in America, people all over the world. I don't know how people in Japan are reacting to it, but from what I've seen online, people are not happy. And I'm not either. I'm not going to buy one of these things. But I can see people actually using it. I can see it being a hard item to find here in Japan. So here's this game's bonus. bonus world. Whoa. One thing that's interesting about Sonic Game Gear, the rings you collect don't spread. So if you get hit, you just lose all your rings, which is, I think you lose all your rings. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, what do we know about the Game Gear, man? Like, I know it was a competitor to the Game Boy. It was the first color backlit screen, I think. Actually, the Atari Lynx might have been first. But, I mean, this thing took like 6 AA batteries, and you're lucky if you get over 4 hours with it. It's just insane. And this is kind of, I think this came out before Sonic 2, correct me if I'm wrong, on Genesis. But this plays a lot like Sonic 1. The physics are a bit different, and I kind of like them. They're a bit more snappy. But, you know, it's not all about speed, which is what I like. You know, a lot of people, they talk about Sonic, and he's fast. He isn't that he's fast. That ain't wrong. But you gotta have your moments to slow down. Like, if you want to be a successful Sonic player, you need to know when to slow your roll. You know? Level 2, and we've already got a maze-like area. There we go. Collecting the rings. I think it's 100 rings for a 1-up. But all I can say is, wow. I completely botched that. I'm having a good time playing Sonic on the Game Gear. Not $50 though. You know, I could get this on my phone. Exactly this on my phone. So yeah, but you know, again, you just attach this to your keys. Maybe you attach it to your phone or something like that. Your backpack. You know, you're waiting on the train. You know, you got 10 minutes to spare, 20 minutes. Yeah, sure. You know, turn on some Game Gear. The only thing is, like, the RPGs. We're gonna get into that in a few weeks. We're gonna get into the RPG system. The theming isn't really done very well when it comes to this Game Gear Micro's release. So the black version you've got an RPG, you've got a puzzle game, you've got a racing game, and you've got a platformer. Perfect mix, right? Perfect blend of games. But then you got other systems that are only focused on RPGs. The same RPG, in fact. I mean, we'll look at it. We will look at it. Let me know if you're excited for this thing. I mean, I'm looking forward to the release. Again, you know, I'm not trying to pay $50. I would pay, to be honest, I wouldn't pay over 10. And that's being generous. That's being generous, you know. This is, in 2020, this is Tamagotchi level. You know, you're not spending over $10 for this, realistically. I mean, if we're being honest, and that was the first boss. If we're being honest, you know, there is a reason why people are angry. I mean, it's small as heck. And in fact, I'm going to show you. I kind of did a little bit of tinkering on my phone here. So I mentioned earlier, like a few seconds ago, you can get this on your phone. So I actually do have this on my phone. I want to show you the size, okay? So here's my phone, all right? Pretty standard size. You can get a little context of how big my phone is. Now, I'm not kidding you when it comes to the screen size, all right? You're probably going to be shocked. You see it on the big screen here. You know, I try to make it smaller just to get a little bit more perspective. But when you look at this, you're going to be shocked, okay? That is the screen size, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I mean, just look at that. I don't have to hold it close. This is how you play it. And this might be generous. This might be a little generous, believe it or not. So I got Puyo Puyo here running. The reports are it's 1.15 inches. You know, I'm assuming that's diagonal. And if that is diagonal, then I am actually being generous with that size, you know, converting it to centimeters. Yeah, it is. So it's not a good look. It's really small. It looks cheap. Let's just be honest here. It looks cheap. But for the right price, I can see it being a very, very novel item. Something just, you know, you don't have to worry about turning your phone on or halting apps or anything like that. I like this game though, it's actually pretty cool. And that's the first death. I like that there aren't many enemies. You know, the enemies aren't here to try to kill you, it seems. It's like they're just here to just be another obstacle, you know? Just a little bit more of a dangerous obstacle. But if you've played Sonic, I mean, I think you're gonna like this one. The screen is smaller, you know, you don't get much time to predict. Or you don't get much time to react to obstacles. That's why you gotta take the game a little slower. That's how I've always played Sonic the Hedgehog. Just gotta take your time with it. Just don't hold right, which is, well, unfortunately how I play the new Sonic games, the Boost Sonic, if you will. Cool sound effects. You know, what's gonna be on this Game Gear Micro? Are we talking about filters? Are we going to be able to see the ghosting effect? Because as much as everyone hated the ghosting effect on the original Game Gear, it's just novel, you know? It's just, it's a fun thing to be able to switch on if you wanted to. But with only 2 buttons and a start button, 2 action buttons, 1 start button, and a D-pad, I mean, you know, how much can you actually get out of this thing? It's on the same level as like a Tiger Electronic handheld, except it's in color, and there's actual animation here. Plenty of time on these bonus levels. Oh. So the thing that's going online, definitely do research on this thing if you're considering doing what I'm doing, emulating. I don't know if I clarified that earlier, but yeah, I am emulating all this stuff. I don't actually have a Game Gear, and even if I did, I wouldn't have any way to record it, so this is kind of how I'm doing it. But if you want, actually, if we pause it for just a second, we might be able to look at the ghosting effect. Maybe. It doesn't look like it. I'm not sure. I probably missed it somewhere. Look at this. We've got an auto-scroller in a Sonic game. This probably warrants a video on itself. Side-scroller in a Sonic game. I don't think that's ever happened before. Maybe in the other Game Gear releases? But when you compare this to the Game Boy, yes, it's a more powerful system. You've got a backlit screen. You've got the comfort. I mean, the Game Gear, you're kind of hunched up on the thing. I mean, the Game Boy, sorry. The Game Gear, it spreads it out. It's still pretty compact, I guess. You could fit this in the backpack pretty easily. It's just, you know, the problem is the library isn't that big due to lack of third-party support. Batteries are going to just drain your system, though you can plug it in and play at the same time through your wall adapter or whatever. There's probably a 1-up up there. But it's Sonic at its simplest. No spin dash, no tails. The only item we've seen are some shoes, or is a shield, so. It controls, it's snappy, it's really snappy. So if you've played Sonic 1, it controls pretty much the same, except it's, I would say, a bit more responsive. You can switch directions very easily. Music is great. I mean, if you compare it to the Game Boy, I mean, yeah, it looks way better. It's just the selection, and we're getting a taste of that again. You know, people were mad about the Game Gear when it came out. Obviously, if you look at the sales numbers. But again, you only get 4 titles per system. It's just not a good look at all. Not a good look. So I think we've seen enough Sonic the Hedgehog. What do you think? Should I try to fight the boss here? Act 2, and so Act 3 in Game Gear Sonic is treated as a boss. So let's just go ahead and see what we can do. Just skip through on this bonus level. Ooh, look at that speed. There's your speed. But can you imagine going that fast in an actual level where there are hazards? It just doesn't make sense. I don't know why people want to go so fast. I know how I like my Sonic games, so, you know, that's why I love Sonic 1, Sonic 2. Sonic 2's alright. I really do like Sonic 2, but Sonic 1 is the jam. That's where I'm at. Special stage clear. I don't know how many levels are in this game. The bridge. Here's the boss level. Whoa. Massive slowdown, but how cool is that? Just going across a falling bridge like that. Oh, lost the shield. That's bad news for Sonic. My ring count is not displayed on the screen. Uh-oh. No rings. No rings, no shield. So, hey, this could be looked at as a negative. Wow, okay. You know, you don't have the level to power up. Yeah, I thought the having the boss as level 3 was a cool idea, but you know, in reality, we can see that maybe it's not such a good idea. You gotta be on your game, man. You gotta be on your game to beat the 3rd level boss. Two more chances. Oh. Yeah. So I can see in America how this is not a valuable item at all, or an item to consider. 1 bit. Not 1 bit. I mean, when are you going to get the chance to play this? People in America don't play their handhelds portably anyway. They play them at home. At least I have. I've never played a handheld out before. So that's our look at Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog on Game Gear. Again, the screen size. I mean, let's boot up some Puyo Puyo 2. These are all Japanese releases, or Japanese versions of the game, because it is a Japanese game, or a Japanese system. Not for American eyes. Again, let's take a look at this, okay? I want to exaggerate this. If you are considering a Game Gear Micro, and you don't care about the size, look at this. You see on the screen, it's nice, it's big, it looks really beautiful. And it's going to look good on the micro too, don't get me wrong. But it is this small, if not smaller. And I'm not exaggerating, I did the math here. Okay, this is a phone, alright? Here's my hand, here's my phone. I mean, just look at it. Same game right here. I mean, it's cute. It's nice. It's a nice looking thing. You know, you have a small Game Gear, officially licensed, officially by Sega. So it's a very cool item. I would love to have one on my keychain, just hanging off my bag. You know, you're ever just sitting out waiting on a train, or you know, whatever, waiting on somebody, you just need something to do for a moment. Just boot up some Game Gear, put on some Puyo Puyo. And I love playing Outrun. I mean, I've done this multiple times preparing for this video, actually. I've actually, you know, I want to see, is it worth it at all? And I can say, you know, I love playing me some Outrun when I'm waiting on something, or, you know, you just need to pass some time. play a little Outrun before bed. Just boot it up, and I assume it is going to be backlit. I think that's a no-brainer. But can you imagine if it wasn't? That would be a complete botch. So you see my Puyo Puyo skiers here. I've always been more of a Tetris guy. Again, not really a Sega man, so... See if I can beat this. I've gotten past the first guy here. I can't beat the second level in this game, though. So let's see if I can pull it off. What do you think? You really got to work on your combo game. Get some nasty combos going, but yeah, that ain't happening. Usually my combos come from accidents. I'm getting a lot of doubles. So let's talk about this. If this came out to the US, I'm 100% certain you would see a different library of games. I'm 100 on that. Just because, I mean, first of all, this is the Japanese version of Puyo Puyo, which I don't, I'm not well versed on Game Gear. So, you'd have to let me know on this, but I don't know if this ever came out in America. So, you might get the American version, which technically, it is a different game. This is the Japanese version, you get the American version. But still, it's the same thing. And there's a lot of text-heavy RPGs. I don't think that's going to sit well with the Western market. Especially, like I mentioned before, not many people from the West play their handhelds on the go. As much as you want to say you do, I just don't think that's accurate. I don't know a single person that plays their Game Gear or that plays their portable devices outside of their homes. I mean, it's just maybe you got public transportation, but still you got the safety thing you got to worry about. It's just a lot to worry about, Especially when you have your phones. I mean, everyone's just on their phones. Why would you pull out a whole new device when you can just have everything on your phone? Just being reasonable here. It's going to be a hard sell, but that's why it's not being sold in the West right now, anyway. But people are mad, but, it's not for you. It's just not for you. And I can understand why people are mad. It's the 60th anniversary of Sega or whatever. So, you want something big, but unfortunately, for you, this is all you're going to get. For right now, anyway. All I can say at face value is, I'm not a Puyo Puyo guy. Oops. Oh, that actually worked. That was a complete accident. Not a Puyo Puyo guy, but I'm actually enjoying my time playing this. And I could imagine it only gets better when you're playing in portable mode. You don't have to turn on a laptop or whatever, run many apps to boot this up. On my phone, I've got to set a couple options before I get to playing. But I like what I see here in terms of actual gameplay. Not really a big Puyo Puyo head, but I know a lot of people are. Yeah, there's just no way I'm winning this. There's no way. No. And I can already see me not being able to pull that off at all. So let's move on to the next game. I know we didn't spend too much time on Puyo Puyo, but if you're not good at puzzle games, you're just not good at puzzle games. I'm sure you could practice at it. So again, we've got Puyo Puyo 2, we've got Sonic the Hedgehog, Sega the Hedgehog, or Royal Stone, which is an RPG, and Outrun. I think let's save Outrun for last. I love me some Outrun. So I mentioned earlier I've been putting this thing to the test, playing in portable mode on my phone. And man, to be honest though, it's so cool just to like, you're waiting on a train or you're actually in a train, you got a 10-minute, 15-minute ride. Yeah, turn on some Outrun, just boot up the system and you're in. So here we've got this RPG. I've never heard of Royal Stone. To be honest, I've never heard much from the Game Gear, so this is all new to me pretty much. And so coming from a Nintendo fan, I like Sega, but back then I was a hardcore Nintendo fanboy. So anything Sega I just brushed off, but now, I love Sonic the Hedgehog, I love Sega. I got my RetroPie that is modeled after the Sega Genesis. I mean, I love it all, honestly. So it's nice that these compilations come out. It's just unfortunate that it's $50 for 4 games. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just a novel item. It's an accessory, I think that's what it's being marketed as. For the Japan market anyway. Royal Stone. I don't know if this. Yeah, so I'm using an English translation here. Start a new game. Gotta be honest, this looks great for a Game Gear. You've got the lighting coming into that window. I don't know if that's picking up very well on the stream. And how is saving gonna work? It runs on batteries. But how, are you gonna get save states? Are you gonna be able to back up your save? Are you gonna be able to plug this into your computer? Who knows what you're gonna be able to do? If you can mod it, I can see this being a very hot item. If it's moddable, yes, definitely. You could put like 100 games on here, 50 games, I mean even 20. The Game Gear, again, didn't really have the best third-party backing. But I think the black version of this Game Gear Micro is a very good catch because, you've got your platforming, you've got your puzzle, you've got your RPG. I don't know what kind of RPG this is, but so far it looks fantastic. And you've got your racing game, Outrun. I'm just gonna try to skim through this. I know we don't want to sit through this, Again, keep in mind, guys, if you're actually getting a Game Gear Micro, this whole thing is going to be in Japanese, so let's skip it because you're not going to be able to read this anyway. Thanks to emulation, I have the luxury of putting in an English translation. But if you can't do any kind of modding, you're not going to have that luxury. So this looks like a Shining Force type game. I don't know. You've got the map, you've got the grid. Well, I don't know if there is a grid, but the targets are laid out here, so I assume we're gonna be taking some grid-based movement around. But look at this, man. This animation is fantastic. Whenever you go, you select, the thing zooms out. Let's choose. Yeah, this is cool. I can only assume that we're gonna be able to go into a shop, go into a town, and upgrade our equipment. This is actually really smooth. You just choose and you move instead of picking, a spot on the map and then moving. You just move at will, which is cool. Oh, it looks like they can go on the same spot too. No, they can't. Magic. Let's see what kind of magic we can do. Let's scan the area. Scan. Scan the enemy. If this comes out in America, what games would you like to see, guys? Let me know. Because, I can take this as an opportunity to play some games that I've never heard of before. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I can't move. only got 2 buttons to work with here, so... End? Oh, end of my turn, okay. See if we can engage in some battle, maybe on the next go. I always take a look at these compilation releases as an opportunity to play some games that I've never heard of before, I've never seen. Let's go for you. Yeah, attack. This is, you know, I gotta say, this is really nice to look at. I don't know how cool this is gonna be on a screen that's this big, but, you know, let's just fight. Oh, you got a pretty big health bar. With only 2 buttons and a start button on this thing, though, I don't see much coming out of it. Like I said, I think it's just an accessory. It's not meant to be taken serious, which is unfortunate. It is a complete missed opportunity. You know, I say I'm having a good time with this, but this is in my home. This is on the screen. I've got the English translation. It looks nice. I can blow this up if I want to. I have options. But when you're on the micro, okay, I don't know how fun it's actually going to be playing a game on such a small screen. And you're not going to go out of your way when you're at home. You're not going to sit there and play it. You're just not. It's for being out on the go. Let's attack this guy. Or let's use magic. No. I don't know what scan does. Let's just fight everything in our path. But, you know, like I said, it's a hard sell. And for me, you know, I can totally get some use out of this. Not for 50 bucks, though. I'm just going to stick to my phone. It would be nice, like I said, to just pull out the little micro handheld. But not for 50 bucks. No, it's okay. I'm alright, you know? So let's end our turn. But, you know, like I'm talking about, you only get 2 buttons and a start button. So... You know, I don't think we're going to be able to make save states or anything like that unless you hold the start button for like 2 seconds or something like that. I'm just going to assume no save states. Very quiet volume, which isn't a big deal. Not a big deal in Japan anyway. You know, nobody has their devices loud anyway. If anything, everyone's just got their headphones in. It's a hard sell. I wish them luck, but you know, if they're gonna do stuff like this, you know, there is a reason why Sega is software now. They've made some pretty weird choices in the past. But I like this battle screen. I mean, if you just want to talk about the game here, I like it. I don't know what everything means. You know, we've got 68 health, I assume. I don't know what I have 129 of. Probably magic points. It looks cool. Okay, so let's see. Here's a little bit of a problem. So once I made my decision to fight, I can't undo that. I want to see who I need to actually be attacking, because I don't know who I was fighting, you know. I got this guy really low on health, defeated him, but I could have easily mistaken the other guy for this guy. Yeah, you can't look at the stats of the enemies. At least I don't think so. Can you? Oh, you can. reveal enemies. Yeah, I don't really know why that's necessary, but alright. I think we should double team. Hey, possibly even triple team. Let's get this guy done here. I really love these strategic grid-based RPGs. Critical hit. Oh no, I'm gonna get wiped. You know what? Let's just go for it. I'm not planning on saving this file anyway. Alright, I think we got it. I think we got the next turn. Oh, I can't loop around him. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Let's just fight this guy then. Oh, crap, Oh, that was my guy! Whoops. Yeah, I just screwed that matchup. So, you know, the map, it looks nice. It looks real good. Evaded. Let's see. Can I run away? Till next time, good sir. Okay, we can do it. We can do this. I like these RPGs because they make you think. You know, games like Shining Force, Final Fantasy Tactics, you can get wiped out easily in the first fight if you're not careful. You really need to strategize here. So this guy's got some massive HP. I don't think we can take him. Let's flee. Uh-oh. Yeah, this ain't looking good for us. Out of luck. Too bad. Too bad. Yep. So what is this, 3-on-3 or 2-on-3? I don't know if this is a good guy. That's a bad guy. Okay. So let's see if we can double... Who can we double team? Oh no, I've got 3 guys, okay. So, yeah, let's go for this man. Fight. I do want to check this out though and see if there's like a town we can walk around in, maybe do some upgrading or something like that. I think I'm just going to go all out, all in on this guy. Boom! First time this guy's seen some action, and he does massive damage. Nice. Okay, so I should have had him in. I just screwed up some turns with him. Yeah. Oh, he's pretty powerful too. Oh yeah, so I had the wrong guys fighting. It's easy money at this point. Look at that. Yep, that's our turn, I believe. Yep. So it is kind of weird that when the turn ends, you have to manually end your turn instead of it giving you like a pop-up saying, "Okay, your turn's over. Would you like to end it now or look around?" Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's a game over? Now no one can save Anzelia from the Empire. Game over. So it's one of those games. If your main character bites the dust, it's over. I kind of want to try that again though. You know, now that I know, but thankfully we can skip all this stuff. It's a great looking game. It's a great looking game. And I can fast forward thanks to emulation. Alright, here we go. So let's get these heavy duty guys. Up front. And we'll just move them up, you know. They don't have to engage in battle, but stay somewhat close. So I would like to know in the comments, you know, maybe the chat or something like that, what would get you to buy this thing? For me personally, you can keep it at the 4 games, but if you're only gonna do the 4 games, $10. I'll give you $10. I know that's really low, but you're not really getting much out of this. Like I say, you're not getting save states. Who knows if you're getting a fancy menu? For 4 games, I doubt it. It's probably just like a generic list. Maybe you might see title screens that you can scroll through. Who really knows? But with 4 games, you're not going to be spending a lot of times in menus anyway. Who knows if you're getting video filters? But for me, for what they're selling, I would pay $10. You get 4 Game Gear games, and I know, you know, if you go to the eShop or something like that, they'll sell you Nintendo. They'll probably charge like $8, maybe $5 per game. Go ahead and end the turn here. I like that when you engage in battle, you get the opportunity to fight back. But, you know, would you pay the $50 if the library was bigger? Plus the size. I mean, me personally, I could get over the size. It's very small. Again, let me remind you here, okay? Let me remind you what we're dealing with here. Turn the brightness up on this. Here I have Puyo Puyo running. So the size to me, you know, I could do it. I could definitely do the size. I don't have like an issue with it, really. It's just the selection for me. You don't get many games for $50, you know. I would say for $50, most of these mini systems are doing like 30 to 60, maybe 80 in some cases. But I know, you know, you've got the Sega Genesis collection on PS4, PC, Switch, Xbox, and that comes with like 60 games, maybe 50, 40 to 60 games, somewhere around that. But I did a video on that too, and I love that thing. That was just a disc, you put it in, and you're in. So it's not handheld, but that's just an example of, you know, what these compilations are doing. If they're not releasing their actual hardware, then you know, it's software, and they're doing some really good things. Uh-oh. Let's just fight. So, you know, I don't know. It is a micro, okay? So I would say 20 games. You could put 20 games, maybe 10 games on here, okay? You could probably do 10 games, and that would be of value. I don't know, I don't know for $50 though, you know. Nintendo's selling their NES Mini for $50 or something like that. You get a lot. You get 30 games with that. So not the most, but you get video filters, you get save states, very nice UI. So, you know. I'm not really sure how they came up with this idea, but that's what's happening right now, so. Okay, we can take this. We can definitely take this guy out. Here we go. One more hit. Let me have it. Let me have it. Yeah, I already lost a guy, and I'm close to losing another. So this is our main character. This is the one we don't want to lose. Also, this is the first time I'm using this over this transparent background. I'm using an app called what is it called? Oh my god, it's gonna pop up here, but it's like inverted. Yeah, I think it's a cool look. It's just that stupid watermark. Okay, here we go. Oh, and then there's a boss character up here. Look at this guy. Uh-oh, there's no way. So let's see if I can get some damage. Yeah, we can definitely take this guy. Fight! Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, we can take this guy out. Oh no! I messed up my movement there. It's okay. Got another shot at redemption here. Nice, okay, one guy left. Uh-oh, 3-on-1. Can we do it? Can we do it? Let's let him come to us. I think if we go all out, we can do it. It's taking a big chunk out of my health, but 3-on-1, yeah, we got this guy. Oh yeah, you're toast, buddy. I didn't mean to spend so much time here on this game. I really want to see, you know, if this is for me personally, you know, playing this in the future. I mean, I really like what I see so far, but I gotta know, how do you upgrade characters? What's the town like? Can you walk around? Got an achievement? Oh yeah, look at this. We got movement here. I don't know who I am though. Status. Ooh, we actually lost a guy. So your characters are actually dead. Uh-oh. I wonder if there's like a revival place. Yeah, this is cool, man. You just go around, moving around, controlling characters, talking to people. I don't know who I'm playing as, though. Well, anyway, you know, I'll leave the rest for you to explore. We've got one more game, and I saved the best for last. Out of this selection, I believe Outrun is the funnest. You just hop in, you play it, just try to get a new score. I have never beaten a level on this, so if you don't know Outrun, it's a racing game where you have different paths, and the different paths determine the difficulty. And I think going all the way left is the easiest. So I'm gonna try going left. I've never been able to beat it, but I've gotten very close. So for the last game here, let's see if I can beat the first level, I guess. We'll just call it the first level, the left path. Chrome Cam is the app I'm using. Great music, right? And I mean, your graphics look good, especially if you compare it to the Game Boy. Especially if you compare it to the things that were out at the time. I mean, this is basically what Master System games look like, and that was Sega's home console at the time. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate that, you know, the Game Boy just blew it out of the water. I say unfortunate, but you know, that's just how things work. You're not good enough to survive. You just gotta sink, and that's what happened to Sega. So one little tip I'll give you, and I kind of just botched it. Never go in between the cars. Never go in between two cars. Uh-oh. Know when to brake. Know when to brake. So these racing games I never really jived with just because they didn't feel natural. It just felt like you're a static image and then the track is kind of just moving on its own. It's a little weird, but once you know how to play them, you know how they control, you know what they're asking of you, then I think you can squeeze some fun out of these things. I didn't start getting into these kind of games until Horizon Chase Turbo on the PS4. Another tip I'll give you, never crash. If you're gonna crash, just slow down. Slow down as much as you need to, but do not crash, because I think that reduces you down to 0 speed. We've already got like 5 seconds left, so take the left path. Gonna hit a checkpoint, get some time. I think there are like 6 checkpoints that I gotta hit. Maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. But yeah, Horizon Chase Turbo, I liked it. It wasn't really fun going for 100% on that though, but I did. I don't know if I did a video on that. I might have, because I think it came out for free on PlayStation Plus. So I might have done a video on that. I'm not really sure. I used to do videos on the PlayStation Plus releases. Yeah, look, there's a crash. All the way down to like 38. So if you're thinking about importing this, you really got to take a look at the selection, watch some videos, because like I said, if you're not able to mod it, you're not going to be able to play you some Royal Stone. And I had a pretty good time with it. And you might be able to play, I mean, it looked simple enough, but who knows once you start getting into shops and stuff like that. And if you want to follow the story, yeah, you're out of luck. You're out of luck, bud. But you got games like Puyo Puyo, Sonic, Outrun that require no reading, and in fact they are in English. At least this is in English. And I'm pretty sure this is the Japanese version. Yeah, slow your roll. You just don't want to crash. Trust me, you don't want to crash. Once you pass a car, I don't think it can pass you back. It just unloads from the game. It's just a nice, chill game to play, you know. I've played this multiple times preparing for this video. Just asking myself, you know, is it worth it? Can I see myself playing this in public? And yes, I can. It's small enough, you can just pull out of your pocket or attach to a keychain or something like that. Just put it in your bag. You know, I've had to wait like 20 minutes on a train. I've been in a train for over 20 minutes. Just, you know, you're just sitting there trying to kill time. So what do? You can play a game on your phone, but if the weather's nasty, your phone's going to be sticky. I don't know. I just don't really like touching my phone when I'm out in public, so this would be really cool to have. But that price point is just not where it's at, man. But my go-to game on this system when out and about has been Outrun. I think just because it requires really no focus. You know, you don't gotta worry about your rings, you don't have to worry about text RPGs or anything like that. But, you know, that does the question comes up then. when you're done playing, or you need to set it down for a second, is there a sleep mode? Can you save your game? Can you pause it? Can you, or is it like old school where you just leave it on? You know what I mean? You just leave it on, put it in your pocket, and hopefully you don't unpause it in your pocket or something like that. There has to be, especially in 2020, there has to be a sleep mode. There has to be a way to save your games. But with Outrun, with Sonic, you don't really need to save your games, I guess. Sonic it'd be nice to have a save state. I'm doing terribly. It'd be nice to have a save state after each level or something like that, I don't know if the games save at all, but you're playing some Puyo Puyo, progressing the story or whatever, getting further into the game, and you gotta get off or something, you gotta go real quick. You shouldn't have to turn off your system. And I'm sure those AAA batteries are gonna last you a really good while. So, okay, let's see if I can do it. I got 4 seconds to hit this checkpoint. Alright, here we go. Alright, I'm really gonna try to do this, guys. That's my last game. Oh, this is the level. I can never beat this level. Never been able to beat this one. So we don't want to crash. Oh, do not go in between. Never go in between. Ooh, that's a crash. Slow it down. Gotta hit the brakes, let off the gas. Yeah, I love me some Outrun, man. I played Outrun on PSP, and I would play a lot more Outrun if it came to Sony systems, but it just doesn't. PSP, yeah, but I think that was it. Maybe on PS3? I doubt it, though. I remember looking for it. Oh, get away. Good thing about the cars, though, is they don't move positions. They just stay in one spot. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do it. 20 seconds. It's like you gotta have a perfect run. Oh. I got so close one time. I was like at the end, like the checkpoint was coming up. There's just that long tunnel you gotta go through before a checkpoint actually hits. Like right here, look at this. Come on. Ah, another turn, no good. That's game over. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Game Gear Showcase. I'll be back next week with a different color of Game Gear Micro. Again, that's 4 more games for $50 on a system that's no bigger than the screen you see here. How crazy, right? How crazy. I mean, here's my hand playing on a screen like that, which I could do. I could do it. Well, it'd be pretty difficult, pretty challenging. So that's the look at it, guys. You know, I couldn't beat Outrun, but Sonic is good. Royal Stone is good. Puyo Puyo is good. I really like the look of the game. I'm just no good at it. Outrun is great. It's a perfect fit for this system. But yeah, let me know what you want out of the Micro. Is it the price point? Is it the game selection? Do you want more games? Do you want more games for a cheaper price? Do you want the same amount of games for a cheaper price? You know, of course, in a perfect world, we would have more games for less money. But you got to think about this realistically. For me, I think the 4 games are okay, but charge $10. I think if you charge $10, which is incredibly low, and I know that's insulting to Sega, I know it is, but it's just not happening. It's just going to be a collector's item, which, in that regard, I can see it selling out just because. But next week I'll be back with a different variant. So 4 more games, $50, microsystem, emulation. So thank you for watching, everybody, and I guess I'm gonna practice some Outrun or something. So good night, and I will see you next time for the next Game Gear showpiece. Goodbye.
You're listening to Game Music Radio, brought to you by rpgamers.net.